Fox 44 Sports with Parker Ream.
Hello, everyone. I'm Parker Ream. Thanks for staying up with us. Football is back. Baylor is through its first week of fall camp, and the Bears are just 3 weeks away from that first game at McLean against Albany. But Baylor's got plenty of work to do. The Bears are confident in most of the areas of the team. The offensive and defensive lines are garnering national attention, and Blake Shapen is certainly getting his share of the hype. But you can't have a successful passing game without a solid receiving core, and that's something we've heard a lot about in fall camp so far. The Bears look to replace Tyquan Thornton and R.J. Sneed with players like Gavin Holmes, Hal Presley, or Josh Cameron. Head coach Dave Aranda spoke about the progress his receivers have made earlier today.
In terms of the competitiveness that relates to catching, I think they've been doing an outstanding job. They're playing hard, and I think they're really playing for Dallas, Baker. You're at that part in camp to where, the water gets a little bit muddy, but I think, how we come out of it is really, really the whole thing. So we can, get spit out the other side and be a whole new player, a whole new team. I'm excited for that.
From players currently catching Baylor passes to those that used to don that green and gold, plenty of former Baylor standouts are making their presence known in the preseason. One of those standouts today was former Baylor running back Treston Ebner. The Texas native stayed a Bear when Chicago drafted him in the 6th round, and today he scored his first NFL touchdown against the Chiefs on a 12-yard connection from Trevor Siemian. Ebner finished the day with 6 carries for 31 yards. Also in action today, former Baylor linebacker Terrell Bernard, who had a scoop and score. Talk about a debut for him. You'll see it right here. Abram Smith also got some touches for the Saints today as well. He had 7 carries for 30 yards against Jalen Petrie and the Texans. Aranda also talked today about how great it is to see his former players succeed in the NFL.
Anytime that our guys are doing well, I reach out to them. The start of camp, reached out to them, just way proud of them. For some of them, they dreamed about it, but I don't know if they really thought it was a realistic thing. I don't know. That pro day and everything, I could see their faces, and that this is real, dude, And this is what happens, man, when you do your deal, right? And you find out who you are and you live it out. And so it's just so cool.
As the high school season draws closer and closer, our schedule previews roll on with a trip to District 7 3A Division I football. Not to be confused with West Texas. The West, Texas Trojans go by the comma, and after a historic season, it's not too hard to distinguish them anymore. West finished undefeated in their district and set a school record for wins last year, going 13-1 and making it to the regional final for only the 3rd time in school history. The Trojans return 9 starters and feature running back stud Terry McCutcheon, who found the end zone 22 times last season. They think they can keep that success rolling this year.
We all bond together. We all like brothers to each other, and we're all family. So we all have that connection, and we're going to show them what we can do this year.
We like where we are. We just know we're not where we need to be to compete in the district that we need to compete in, and do the things and accomplish the goals that we want to accomplish this year. The biggest thing is we got to get better every day, and we got to get with our kids. We got to gain that experience. We got to gain that Friday night. That what we got to do under the Friday night lights. And so once we do that, I feel good about the kids that we have in the spots we do.
We move on to another one of those teams competing with West for that district title. The Whitney Wildcats will try to carry their success in 2021 into this year with only 8 starters returning and loads of younger talent stepping in. David Haynes Jr. comes into the program hoping to continue their winning ways after Whitney won their first-round playoff game against Groesbeck in 2021. Whitney's offensive line will be dominant with plenty of veteran leadership. The Wildcats are confident that if they can all buy into the new system, they'll be a force to be reckoned with this year.
Building on the foundation that was already laid here, building my own foundation, my own cultures, and my own core values for these kids, and just getting them to believe. I want to try to win at all phases of football, and then I want them to win in all phases in the classroom. So if we can put all that stuff together, I think that we could be a 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th round playoff team.
We're just going to take everything in our own hands. We control our own destiny. We can be just an absolute force with how we do it. We have some dudes on this team. So I would just explain get ready to get hit in the face and try to prepare for it.
That's it for sports. We'll be right back.
Thanks to Allen Samuels, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat for sponsoring the 2022 Waco Alzheimer's Car Parade. Please plan to join us for the Waco Walk to End Alzheimer's.
You're hitting a car crash. You're injured. You're in pain. The car's damaged and you're not working. Certainly the insurance company is going to take care of your bills and repairs, right? Wrong. The insurance company is moving at a snail's pace and your bills are piling up. You're missing work and can't support your family. Stressful. This is why you need Chad Jones Law. Before you get angry with the insurance company's ridiculous offers and feet dragging, don't get mad. Get Chad.
BYOT Auto Parts. BYOT Auto Parts.
BYOT Auto Parts wants to buy your vehicle running or not. We'll buy any car, any condition, and pay top dollar. That's right, any car, any condition. Call today at the number listed below or go online to BYOTAutoparts.com. Tell us about your car and get the money you deserve. For your protection, always deal with a licensed auto recycler.
BYOT Auto Parts. BYOT Auto Parts. Bring your own tools, bring your own parts.
Jesse Palmer here at Rooms to Go, where our Labor Day sale starts right now. Go time for amazing Labor Day sale prices on our huge selection of great-looking room packages and hundreds of other hot buys. And this is important. Buy now. Enjoy your new furniture and make manageable interest-free payments for 60 months. That's a big deal. Big savings. Plus, with more in stock, you get your furniture fast. Right now at the Rooms to Go Labor Day sale.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Enjoy the open road. Well-qualified buyers get 2.89% financing on all Silverado pickups. New models are arriving daily. Secure yours today. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
Here's a Fox 44 severe weather safety tip. To protect yourself from lightning during a severe storm, stay away from elevated areas, trees, and never lie flat on the ground. Do not shelter under an isolated tree. Also, stay away from ponds and lakes.
Sponsored by Water Tree Waco.
Download or update the Fox 44 News mobile app and get your news now.
Mike, would you like to take over?
Sure, I can do that. We hit, 102 today. It's going to be another hot day tomorrow, 101. What's new, right? 102 on Monday, 103 on Tuesday, Wednesday, 104 degrees, and then maybe some changes as we hit the end of the week there. Our rain chances go up to 40% on Thursday, 30 on Friday, but notice those temperatures actually dropping into the mid to upper 90s, which is a pretty seasonal for this time of the year, and that trend will continue into next week. So look at that. Once we hit, I think maybe Wednesday after that we're showing temperatures in the double digits.
Woohoo!
A little bit improvement.
And some rain.
And some rain. Nighttime lows will be in the 70s to around 80 to start, and then kind of cooling off just a little bit. But of course, a lot of kids are going back to school this week.
Yep.
Still going to be very, very hot. Looks like the good news is, Friday, I think we've got 30% chance of rain, but I think, Parker, isn't high school football the next Friday, though?
Yeah, but we're still having to go to all those practices. So at least I know I have a couple practices I'm hitting on Wednesday. So at least I might miss the rain. And,
might miss it, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of scrimmages happening on Thursday, though. So you think those are going to get rained out?
Yeah, no. I think they'll still be good. I think, if anything, we just have to watch out for lightning, obviously, but the rain, the football players would love that.
Yeah.
And you guys will love that.
You can play in the mud.
Yeah, play in the mud. It'll cool you off. It'll help out anything that's trying to grow.
Yeah,
like the grass.
Exactly. Well, before we go, Parker said we wanted to give a shout out to his mom. So
yeah,
hi,
thanks for staying up. You guys all made it through the Cowboys game, and
Phenomenal.
here we are.
Good for you.
Well, thanks for joining us for Fox 44 News. Have a great night.